All right, we are now live. Welcome back, family, to another week with the SOS. It is I, Tenzin. To my right is B,
What's up,
and
everybody?
to the south of us is Darain Delevante, founder of Consumer Law Secrets University. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. And so please, Mr. Darain, tell us about yourself. Oh well, actually, no, hold on. He's here to talk to us about predatory lenders
Mm.
and credit law.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
All right, that was a
Right.
little snippet. Now you can give them the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Darain Delevante. I'm your favorite consumer law expert. I teach people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit using consumer laws, how to sue debt collectors, how to sue consumer reporting agencies. But most of all, I'm the expert that teaches you what you need to know about credit using consumer law. So, for those of you that are credit repair business owners, I'm your coach. I'm the guy you've been looking for. I'm Jamaican. I've been in America 14 years. I got slapped in the face with credit when I wanted an apartment and a cell phone, and I couldn't get it because that was the first time I found out about credit. And then I got swindled into a deal at a car dealership where I was paying, where I got an interest rate of 19.90% on a used Nissan Altima with 7,500 miles, and I was paying $550 per month for the note. Plus, I was a new driver, an additional $350. So for a used car, I was charged, well, not charged, I was paying 900 plus per month. Yep.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
Jeez, yeah.
And it was a
Yeah.
used car.
Yeah, used, not even brand new. Wasn't even a Mercedes. It was a Nissan Altima, and 2007 Nissan Altima. Criminal.
2007. And like when did this
Criminal.
transaction take place?
That happened back in 2013.
2013. Wow,
Hmm.
man. So
That's when I
so
got hit
you were
with
new,
credit.
so you were new to the country though, right?
Very
So
new, very brand new, fresh off the boat.
yeah, man. These car dealers are shysters, man. They got these silver tongues. Like, I mean, I hate shopping for a car. Okay, like thank goodness for my mom. She was able to haggle a good deal for me. But ooh, if I had to
Hmm.
do it, yeah, I'd probably be in your boat. I'd be like, I don't know, like So
It was a rude awakening, bro. And coming from a new country, not knowing about this consumer law stuff and knowing about credit, and to be taken advantage like that, I'm one of many. This happens every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day on a dealership, they're swindling you into contracts with these used car that they've jacked up the prices. It's ridiculous. And at the time, I didn't even know what a state usury law was.
Right.
Now I do, but if it was back then, it's a whole different story. I didn't know, and I was paying more than my state allowed. But it's the price of ignorance. The price of
so
ignorance is a
hold on.
lot.
So that dealership was technically breaking the law.
Yeah, they were.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. Which most dealerships are, especially dealerships that do secondhand. Bro, you don't know the amount of criminal stuff that's going on, bro. It's but people don't know. People do not know.
Right.
And I had but Mr. Durain met me at my place of work. And
Yeah.
Mr. Durain, I had a customer today. She was, she was just sort of just in shock. She was just like, this is so old. Like,
It
she
could have
came
been
in just saying,
no
like,
way.
and, she was just like, I don't even know, like, I don't even think I owe this anymore. Like, she was just, and, I didn't, well, in my line of work anyway, I can't give
Hmm.
advice, but even if I could, I wouldn't. I
So
mean,
if it's
hey,
so old, it has me wondering. There's a thing called statute of limitations, right?
Right.
It's a legal allotted time that a creditor or a debt collector can pursue the collection of a debt. If she's not aware of her statute of limitations and this alleged debt has passed, let me look it up right now. What is the statute of limitations for the state of Georgia? So
No, just ask.
well, I'm going to assume that she lives here. What is the statute of limitations for collecting debts in Georgia? All right. The statute of limitations for collecting debt in Georgia varies by type of debt. So for credit card, written contracts, 6 years. Oral contracts, promissory notes, 4 years. Auto loan debt, 4 years. State tax, 7. Judgments, 5. So based on what you're saying, it sounded like it was an auto loan, and it sounded like the fact that she said old debt. People don't refer to a 4-year debt as old debt. They don't. Y'all follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So
Got
for
you.
an auto, it's 4 years. The statute of limitations is 4 years. So if the statute of limitation has been passed, she legally doesn't own that debt and doesn't have to make another payment on it.
Right.
So like, how does that timeline work? Because obviously,
After default. So the day the last payment was made, when the account went default, that's when the clock starts.
so okay, so for example, let's just say, I missed one too many payments on my car note,
Right.
and then yeah, like, and let's just say I managed to go, 4 years later, it's just that means it just goes away, or I
No,
mean,
so it's not that it goes away. They cannot pursue any legal action once the statute of limitation has passed.
Okay.
They can't sue you. That's the
Yeah.
leverage they have within the statute of limitations. They can take it to court, they can get judgment, seize bank accounts, levy checks. That's what statute of limitation gives them.
Okay,
But
so-
once that statute of limitation has passed, cannot do it anymore.
Right.
so basically, it's like I still owe that money. It's just I just can't get sued and garnished for it.
Oh, well, owing somebody means they can come collect. Now, I'm not
Okay.
saying anybody owes or don't owe, but if you owe something, someone can collect. And if the law says you don't legally have to pay this back anymore because
Right.
it is past the statute of limitations, well, it's up to the person if they want to say, I owe this debt or not.
Right. Because if it's past the statute of limitations, then how
Nothing legally can be done.
Right. Yeah. Nothing legally. Like, yeah, they can't legally come get it, but you can always make the personal decision to pay them. Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so is that still like a stain on your credit though? Just like you
It
default.
will be a mark on your credit, but you can get rid of it as well. Because reporting a debt to a consumer reporting agency is an act of collection. And there's several case laws, including Chauncey versus Bank of America, where it came to light that reporting is a form of collection. So if they can't legally collect on this debt and you issue a cease and desist,
Right.
reporting, written requests or written reporting is a form of collection.
Okay, I did not know that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
yeah, wow. So the so tell us more about the consumer credit report. That's what you call it?
All right. So when it comes to a consumer credit report, right? Every consumer, as long as you are engaged in commerce, meaning that you're using debt, right? You have credit cards, student loans, you have something that's reporting. If nothing is being reported, there is no credit score.
Right.
Information is compiled on consumers, but a consumer report does not constitute a credit score. A
Mhm.
credit score is a result of an institution like FICO, Fair Isaacs Corporation, right? They're the ones that license their algorithm to Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, and they're able to now take the consumer report that they've compiled, all the data that they've compiled on a consumer, put it in this algorithm that ranges from 300 to 850, and it gives you what is called a FICO score, which is actually a risk score. The closer to 300 you are, the more risk you are of not paying. The closer you are to 850, the higher chances of you paying off that debt and you just being a model citizen.
Right. Okay.
So that's how the Okay, so that's how that's how the credit scores work. So that's how they're determined. It's through that.
Through your report. So
whatever,
the information on there, if it's negative information, bad. Good information, positive information, good. So the algorithm is built that way. So when people miss payments, stuff like that, those are negative stuff, and it drags the report down.
Right.
But most people don't know. I mean, there's been 12 million people in the last 12 months with a late payment, and about 125 million people that have experienced one or more late payments on their consumer reports.
And so like paying a bill like a day or two late, that'll be like a mark.
No,
like
not necessarily. So there's no such thing as a late payment. A late payment only exists because the consumer lets the late payment exist. I know it sounds weird, but let me explain. The law that, are you able to share screen?
There should be a
because I'd like for them to see what I'm talking about.
Do you see these little icons under our screen?
There's
like screen layout.
Stop cam settings and present.
Yeah, so you can pull some stuff up, right?
Okay, I think it's just for the host. Let me see something.
All right. So if you got that privilege, pull up a Google.
Picture layout. Press Shift +7. Let me see. I'm pressing it, but it's not doing anything.
It's not working. I saw good.
Yeah, keep saying.
All right. So what I want you to think about is when it comes to a late payment, right? The law doesn't say if a consumer doesn't make a payment, the payment is late. That's not what the law says. The law has conditions for a creditor to treat a payment as late.
Mm-hmm.
And if you pull up 15 USC 1666B, the law clearly says that a creditor cannot treat a payment as late under any circumstances with an open-end consumer credit plan unless. So the unless means there are conditions. If these conditions are not met, the late payment does not exist because they cannot treat a payment as late. So it doesn't matter if you were late, they cannot treat a payment as late unless. And the first thing is they must send out periodic statements, right? And with those periodic statements, it must include information from section 1637B.
Okay.
In addition to that, it must be mailed or delivered to the consumer, the fourth thing, no later than 21 days before the payment due date. Okay. Now, with all of these conditions, they must be able to prove that it was mailed out and that it got delivered to the consumer 21 days or less before the payment due date. So they need to send out a tracking number showing the statement that was sent out and that thing was delivered to the consumer less than 21 days before the payment due date. Without these conditions, the late payment cannot exist because the law says a late payment, a creditor cannot treat a payment as late unless.
Right.
So when I say a late payment don't exist, it exists because the consumer wants the payment to be late. And I know what you guys are going to say too. Nobody wants a late payment. Well, yeah, because they are the ones that don't know how to question what is being reported. So it kind of is their fault why the late payment is there. Because if you start asking the questions and they cannot provide the proof, the information must be deleted. A consumer reporting agency, 15 USC 1681 EB. A consumer reporting agency must have reasonable procedures to ensure that the consumer reports that it furnishes has maximum possible accuracy.
Yeah.
It has to be accurate, right? And 15 USC 1681 S2A and S2B, a furnisher a furnisher is prohibited by law to furnish information that it knows or believed to be inaccurate. They cannot furnish it. So if you question it and you have the proof that they knew the payment that they furnished as late is inaccurate because
Yeah.
it was not compliance with the law says they are prohibited to do it. So what late payment are we talking about? It
Right.
doesn't exist. Not to mention, there has to be what is called a negative information notice that is mailed out to the consumer. And this must be done in accordance to 15 USC 1681 S27. And that clearly says either prior to or within 30 days of
Okay.
them furnishing that negative information, the consumer is to be notified. So if the notice was never sent, the negative notice was never met, a negative notice cannot go on the consumer report because it's a condition for negative information to be on your consumer report. And furnishing a late payment is negative information.
Okay.
Okay, that was a lot. So I'm trying to understand this for myself because, man, that's the way you can just belt out these codes by memory is that's crazy work. So just to I'm gonna make sure I understand. So the notice of the payment has to be delivered to the consumer.
Well, there's four things. Four.
21 days.
So let's start with the statement.
Alright.
They must send you a statement, right?
Okay.
The statement must include information from 1637B. That's the second note. That's the second criteria, right? The third thing is it must be mailed or delivered to the consumer. And that mail or delivery must happen 21 days or less before the payment due date. So that's four things, plus the negative information notice. So it's actually five. Without these five things, there is no late payment.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
And you said 21 days or less it has to be sent, right?
21 days or less before the payment due date. Correct.
Okay.
Before the due date of the payment. Okay.
So whenever your payment due date is, calculate 21 days from there, right?
Right.
And where that 21 days stops, if the notice didn't come at that 21 days or before it, it's a violation of the section and they were not in compliance.
Right.
So they cannot treat the payment as late.
Okay. Wow. This is dope. And so let's get back to, I guess, the companies taking advantage of consumer ignorance. Now, I remember when we was on the phone, you mentioned to me another code. It was and forgive me if I misquote this code. Is it 15 USC dash 1605 truth in lending?
1605, correct. Truth in lending. That's supposed to bring you to the finance charge.
Okay.
Right? Now, it goes hand in hand with the down payment. So a lot of people pay down payments when they go get a car, especially if their credit is not the greatest.
Right.
Well, if the deal was financed and there's a finance charge involved, right? If there's a finance charge involved, the cash is not a part of the finance charge. And I wish you guys could pull your screen up so they could see. Let me see if I can do it.
Oh, wait. And so if you see the box that says present, there's a share screen option on that. I don't know.
All right, let me check.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. Okay.
You got it?
It won't let me do it, but Tenzin, you try.
Let me see. Hold on. Share screen.
All right, I think I might be able to. Are you guys seeing anything?
So far not yet. No.
Hold
Oh
on.
no, I gotta add it to the stage. There it is.
All right.
Whoa.
That's me or that's you?
Well, you.
Well, why does it look like that?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna remove it. Try to do one again, Darain.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea why it was doing that.
I guess like Darain was able to make it, but I had to put it on stage.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. All right, let's try it now.
Okay. Your browser has blocked your screen. Click screen icon in your address bar to allow access. I may have to. Let me try it though. Okay. Well, hold on. Let me see
It's
something.
the same thing. Why is it doing it like that?
Try going to another tab. See what it does then.
Nope, it's not. How's it looking?
It looks normal when you go to another tab.
It's normal now,
Yeah, right now, yeah, we can see the Google screen now.
and there's no like endless screen.
Okay.
No.
All right,
So
it's showing good, then, right?
Okay.
Yeah. We're seeing the search bar now.
Okay. Cool. Hey, we getting technical in this.
All right, so we're at 15 USC 1605, right? Determination of the finance charge. Except as otherwise provided in this section, the amount of the finance charge in connection with any consumer credit transaction shall be determined as the sum of all charges. All right, right here, the sum of all charges.
Okay.
People get duped when they're paying these dealership fees, these doc fees, these state fees. All your fees you should not be paying. All the fees are inside of the finance charge. This is what the law says, right? The transaction, the consumer credit transaction shall be the sum of all charges, right? Payable directly or indirectly by the person to whom the credit is extended and imposed directly or indirectly by the creditor as an incident to the extension of credit. The finance charge does not include charges of type payable in a comparable cash transaction. If there's cash transaction, it does not go with a finance charge. The finance charge is the sum of all charges. So cash being a part of the finance charge of the consumer credit transaction when the deal is being financed is against the law. It's right there.
Yeah.
The finance charge shall not include fees and amounts imposed by third-party closing agents, including attorney fees, agents, escrow, title companies. If the creditor does not require the imposition of the charges or the services provided and does not retain the charges, examples of charges which are included in the finance charge include any of the following. So they're telling you now what's inside the finance charge. Interest, time price differential, and any amount payable under a point or other system or additional charges, service or carry charge, loan fee, finder's fee, doc fee, dealership fee, all those fees. See, similar charge. Fine, it's included, right? Fee for an investigation or credit report. And then this part, premium. What does premium mean? When you hear the words premium, what do you think about? Insurance.
That's actually exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say
so
insurance
premium or other charges for any guarantee or what insurance protecting the creditor against the obligor's default or credit loss. The money is insured. That insurance money is in the finance charge. So if a consumer defaults, they are getting paid. And as you can see down here at B, life, accident, or health insurance premiums included in the finance charge. Charges of premiums for credit life, the duration of the life of the credit. There's an insurance there for it.
Mm-hmm.
right? So
So
all of
you're
these
saying the
things.
creditor is insured?
Say again.
Are you saying the creditor is insured for default? Like if
Yeah, not the creditor is insured. The loan is insured. It
the loan is
protects the creditor, so they're not at a loss. Like for example, you're the person that you met at your work that they're coming after to sue, right? That if there was a finance charge inside of that deal, there was a loan, and then that loan, that insurance that we just talked about from Truth in Lending in the finance charge covered the life of it. So if there was a default, they collected on the loan,
Mm-hmm.
the insurance policy. So they were not damaged.
mm. So it's like so it's being greedy at this point, and they're still coming
Yeah,
after you
all
like they
right, let's
have
look
in
at
the
it.
past.
They collect your down payment, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They get the finance charge. They get all the fees that you pay, all the stupid fees that they add on.
Right.
Then they get all the payments. Then when you start making payments, they collect on the insurance policy.
Right.
After they collect on the insurance policy, they send it to a debt collector, and they still write it off to profit and loss. That's 7 times they got paid off of
Jeez.
somebody with bad credit.
That's crazy.
Oh, best believe it.
So what are some of the common I know you say you'll sit in random hearings that has to do with like creditors. So what are some of the common things that get like the average consumer that you've seen in these hearings?
So most of the ones that I've seen is regarding debt collectors, right?
Right.
Where a credit card company sold the debt to like Midland Portfolio, Jefferson, and these crooked companies, and then they start suing consumers. Some
Right.
not even know what a statute of limitation is.
Right.
Some of them not even know if the debt collector is legally even able to collect on the debt.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them not even know what a proper notice for validations of debt is.
Right.
Because if the debt is not validated, they can't collect. And to prove the validation, they must prove they're the owner. Well, a screenshot of a debt does not prove that you own a debt. How do I know I'm an employee at Wells Fargo didn't just take a screenshot of my account and send it to their friend over Jefferson Capital?
Right.
I don't know. So I require to see the purchase and sale agreement. Where is the purchase and sale agreement? And what are the terms and conditions of it? Does it say I, Wells Fargo, sell this desk to LV&V Funding regarding an account that Daraine Delevante had that went delete? Like, what does it say?
Right.
You could have a friend in Capital One for all I know. And when they opened up my screen when I called in about an issue, they took a screenshot and then they send it over. How do I know?
Right.
So sending a screenshot is not enough, but people see a screenshot and guess what they're going to say? Oh, it's my debt. It's not my debt. How do you know?
Right.
The account numbers are even X'd out.
Right.
Unless you're Superman and you can see through the X's, how do you know the debt is yours?
Right.
Because something look like it, it may resemble it, people automatically go and say, oh, it's my debt. Well, go ahead. And I see them taking advantage of so many people. I remember I was upstairs and I was watching this case, and it was this older lady. I think she got sick with throat cancer, right? And they were up against LV&V. And the lady started talking about how she got sick. That's why she went behind. She was in the hospital for months.
Yeah.
And then now she came out and she got all these things. And now she got a summons. She has to come to court.
Right.
And she's like, I'm on fixed income. I'm on social. Well, the court don't care about that. They may sympathize with you, but there's nothing they can do. You are supposed to be educated on this. And the fact that you're not, it's not your fault. It's not.
Right.
It's a double blame game. You're supposed to be. It's called consumer law. And if we think that the powers to be that runs and thrives off the system of ignorance with
Mhm.
credit, and you think that same system is going to save you, I'm telling you, you're in
Right.
a rude awakening.
Right. Yeah, no, I always had heard cautionary tales in terms of like those debt collection agencies. Like, unfortunately I had a couple like medical things go to get become past due around when COVID happened.
Mhm.
Because I didn't get to COVID, but I did get real sick around the beginning, and then I couldn't work, and then because I was immunocompromised and all this other stuff, and I had some past due medical things that were due like literally right before COVID, and then because I didn't have any income, I didn't have enough money to pay it, and then I was getting all these letters in the mail talking about they sent my debt to some collection agency, and then they were calling my phone and stuff. And my mom said, like, because I was gonna pay it just to shut them up, and my mom was like, don't even do that. By the time the debt collection agency even happened, it's already too late. Either settle it up directly with the hospital, which you still can, or just let it go. Because by the time the debt collection agency has it, then it's already a done deal, and eventually they just stop calling you.
All right. So let me give you a little secret. Medical collections are no longer reported on your credit report, right?
Okay.
Medical collections of $500 or below, not supposed to be on your credit. Paid medical debts, not supposed to be on your credit. Invalid medical debts, not supposed to be on your credit. Medical debt 1 year or less. And there's a new law going into place that they're working on that will totally ban all medical debt from being on the consumer report.
Right.
People don't know these things.
Yeah. Yeah. And dang near all of them were like, I think the highest one was like $200. So like, yeah, they were all under $500.
Like what?
So are they on your credit?
I see. I haven't checked. That's one of those things. I do need to pay to get my credit report
No,
done.
you don't have to pay. You can get it for free.
I
So
thought it
go
was
to
experience and stuff. I thought you
no,
had
no,
to
don't. How you gonna go to the fox asking the fox if he ate your chicken?
pay.
Right, right. So there's a thing called annualcreditreport.com. So go to annualcreditreport.com.
Okay.
When you go to annualcreditreport.com, it will give you your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax consumer reports for free. Now, remember earlier I said a credit score is not a part of your consumer reports. There will be no credit score because your true profile doesn't have a score. A score is a thing made by FICO.
Right.
It has nothing to do with your consumer report. So when you download your consumer reports from annualcreditreport.com, you will then see what is on your credit. And if those medical collections are on there, dude, you could have like 4 lawsuits on your hand of winning right there.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. See, I didn't even know all that.
It's the things that you don't know.
Right.
And this is how people get taken advantage of every day. You've seen it, Tanzan. You see them coming in. Like they get taken advantage of every day.
And personally, yeah, I've heard some of these defendants coming in saying, look, well, this one guy actually, he was Jamaican just like you. Nice man. You could tell he was an honest dude. But, he would just keep asking. I keep telling him like, I don't I don't know this stuff. You might have to talk to an attorney, but he would always ask, like, look, I don't even know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I come home from work one day and I see this and I don't want to be in debt and he was saying, like, look, if I acquired a debt, I mean, I'll pay it, but I just don't remember even ordering a car from these people. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
He probably
so
could be
that's
a
why he was
victim of identity theft.
right. So
He could have been a victim of identity theft.
and I had to advise him, like, you may have to seek an attorney because you might have to do some investigations.
Right.
Send them my way, bro. You just gotta send them my way. I know a guy, bro.
Okay.
Like
And now,
it
sorry, go ahead.
bothers me, bro. Like it really, like, I don't think, like, it really bothers me, like, tremendously. because people don't know this information. And
Right.
every day they're being taken advantage of. Bro, I'm telling you, it's
and you know, and I know you said it's a double blame game. But you know, look, I shoot. Before I talk to you, I ain't know this stuff, and it's like, yeah, and it is something that most people should be motivated to go and look up. But it's like, I don't know. It's like you get caught up in the day to day, and like,
correct, because they created a hamster wheel for you to just be running in circles. So by the time you're finished working, you're exhausted. You don't want to look at the computer. You don't want to read another screen. You don't want to open another email. It's designed, the system is designed to sustain itself. Okay, why is something like this so important, not taught in schools? Life. Why isn't life being taught in school?
right?
They're going to tell you about trigonometry, Pythagoras theorem, the cow jumped over the moon. They're going to tell you about all the colors of the rainbow. They're going to tell you everything that you will not need in life, everything you won't need.
Right.
Right? Go to school, get a job, get a 401k, all of that stuff. But they ain't going to tell you, all right, when you leave college, there's a thing called credit. And if you're a suck, your whole life's going to suck until you fix it.
Right.
You don't think that's something important everybody needs to know?
Right.
The system makes the most money off of bad credit.
Right.
The poor will fund the rich through ignorance.
And now, like, you know, and like you said, like people being misinformed, it's like how I don't know, like how do you exactly go about like I don't know, leading people to the proper sources? Because I think, you know, another bad thing in our society is unfortunately like there's all misinformation, you know what I mean? And like, you know, some people will try to learn about this stuff and you end up in a rabbit hole of somebody getting you involved in a dang credit scam. And now you got to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So like so I guess like what's like your tips on like trying to get people to avoid those bad sources and find the ones that
right.
are
like discernment. Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I'd say is whoever you're going to work with, get their name, right? Start Googling them. We got to hold people accountable too. Like people are too gullible, right? Go do your due diligence. Go look them up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If they don't even have a YouTube channel, like be wary, right? Like you can go on YouTube. I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube, right? Over 1,000. Like, come on. If I was a scam, people would have been calling me out 3 years ago, right? You get what I'm saying? So there's enough content on YouTube to educate you where you can do something without even having to be a student or a client of mine. Right. So if the person you're looking into has no free game, obviously they don't know nothing. Because a coach that knows his stuff will provide so much value to educate you, and then it is your choice to say, wow, I've seen him everywhere. I've seen him on podcasts. I've seen him on TV. Like we are in the era of social media. It takes 10 minutes to go research somebody. And if I can't find a footprint of this person nowhere, and I'm going to spend money. No, bro. No. If nobody else is talking about this person, nobody else is talking about you. You're on no podcast at all. You don't have an Instagram. Your Instagram doesn't show or doesn't reflect what you say you do. How are you going to tell me you're in the business of helping people fix their credit, but your Instagram shows you traveling the world or you with fast cars and nothing about the people that you've helped? That's a little suspicious. I don't think that's a little suspicious. Your Facebook shows nothing. None of your social media shows. So you're like the best undercover credit repair agent ever then. Like, I'm going to be weary of you. So at some point, you know, your TikTok. So at some point, we got to hold people responsible. Like we have to. Because if we don't hold them responsible, they will always try to blame somebody else because they didn't do their due diligence.
So there are people I'd see on IG and TikTok And I'd be like, oh yeah, that nigga's a grifter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they got the suit on that's too big for him. Hey, come fuck with me, fam. I'll get you know.
So like you can tell, man. You tell. You can tell. All right, let me give you guys an example. So let me see if I can share back screen again. All right, let's do window. Okay, let's do this. All right. All right. So let me know again. I'm gonna do this. Are we good again with the tab? Is it showing
Yeah,
good?
yeah, you're good.
All right, cool. So let's go to YouTube, right? YouTube. So we go to YouTube, right? Oh, look at that. I just pop up. That's pretty cool. Right? So as you can see, guys, like it's all here, right?
Right.
It's content here for you. There's so much videos. There's so many videos.
Right.
So if you don't want to learn, it's really up to you. The resources are here.
Right.
It's a lot of videos.
Mm-hmm.
They call it YouTube University for a reason.
Right.
It's here. All the information is here. So if someone wants knowledge, if someone wants the information, it's here. They can get it. They have to be willing to go and look for it. That's it.
Right.
So let me ask you this. So let's just say, you know, I log into YouTube, I see the Darain Delevante channel, I watch a couple of videos, I'm interested.
Mhm.
So what is the consumer getting from Consumer Law Secrets University that they're not getting from YouTube?
All right. There's a thing called coaching, and at some point, free game can only bring you so far. Because if you're not astute enough to figure certain things out, you will need guidance. So if you're at a roadblock with all the free content and you've gotten some stuff deleted and now you just can't go any further, well, it's a hint that probably you need coaching now. You did all you could, and all you could was all that you could do, and that puts you in the situation you are now. So in order to break through that limit, you need somebody that's broken through it already that can take you to where you want to go.
Right.
And that's where the coach comes in. That's where I come in. Like there's people that's been following me for years, and they finally decided to join my program because they just hit that roadblock.
Mm-hmm.
So not everybody will be ready right away. Some people, you got to, they have to know, like, and trust you. All right, this dude sounds cool, but let me watch him for a little bit to see if this is going to be my person. Right? So it's like that. And like you can fake a lot of things. You can't fake energy, bro.
Right.
Like
so like the coaching, like I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So the coaching, like what does it all include? Is it like, you know, like message combos, love you, like real time giving advice,
all right,
or like, you know, video calls, like what?
Yeah. So we do coaching calls, right? We do coaching calls every Monday, right? Every Monday we do coaching calls. There's two programs. There's one where a person can join for only $67 per month, right? That's my program where you're like, you know what, Darain, I like you, but I don't quite trust you yet. Let me see what you're about. So everybody got $67. Everybody got $67. So it's not a huge investment. All right, come check me out for $67, right? So you come into the program, the Credit Repair Made Easy Academy and Community. We meet twice bi-weekly, right? So we meet bi-weekly on Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Okay.
It's time where, just like how we're doing it now, you get to ask me whatever you want to ask. It doesn't matter what it is: student loan, child support. Speaking of child support is not supposed to be on anybody's credit anyway.
Okay.
bankruptcy, charge off, late payment, whatever it is that's bothering you credit wise, it's our time. It's our time together. It's group coaching, right? I give you strategies. Everything is done right there. And if you're like, yo, you know what? I really like this. Then up the next step is my university. My university now, this is where I teach you how to repair your own credit. In here now, I'm teaching you consumer laws. I'm giving you strategies. I'm making dispute letters. Let me show you guys something. I'm gonna show you guys something again. Like y'all are getting a lot from me today. All right. So let me show you guys something, right? So
Big
on
John
my
says,
I'm very Googleable. Like you can type me in. And that's the other thing too. If you can't find people online, man, a person don't exist. Everybody you can find online. And for you as a business owner, you should have your own website. You get what I'm saying? Like I got a conference coming up. Here it is. This conference is October 11 through 13, right? In Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
It's right there.
Right.
So
The
my
credit-
point is if people are not observing, right? I've keeping conferences before. I'm on so many podcasts.
Right.
Right? I own a software. I built my own software. I have training videos. Like, come on, you come on. People can fake a lot of stuff, but
Right.
come on, right? You go to the store. The store now has all my dispute letters, right? So when we're talking about templates that people are going to need, they're all right here,
Wow. That's
right?
amazing.
Dispute letters are right here.
so you have different templates for different sorts
Correct,
of
because
dispute.
different dispute requires a different strategy.
Okay.
So we
So-
got late payment deletion guys. We got everything you need here.
Wow.
Okay.
And so, like, are these competitive prices here? Like, I'm asking out of ignorance. I'm not familiar with.
Oh,
credit.
absolutely, absolutely. These prices are very competitive, and they're the best prices on the market. And certain bundles, you get deals. All right, like for instance, let me show you this. So this late payment deletion guide is $149, right?
Right.
Mhm.
One late payment letter by itself is $99. Here, it's a compilation of this is supposed to change. It's like 5 of them in there. You're getting 5 letters for $149. So it's here. The resources are here, and like we have to just. If a person doesn't seek, they won't find. If a person doesn't knock, it's not going to be open.
Right.
Right? If you don't ask the questions, you're not going to get answers.
Sure.
And this program now, this connoisseur program that you're seeing right here, what you saw me doing at the courthouse, suing, this is the program that teaches them how to sue.
Okay.
So there's different products for different things based on what the client or the person is going through.
Right.
So every step of your credit repair journey, I have something for you.
Yeah.
And there was another interesting thing you mentioned on the
Mhm.
phone as well. You've mentioned that there are actually debt collectors that are banned.
Oh my God. So
please get into that.
all right. So before we get off of here, I'm sure I hope my students don't get upset. I've shared a lot of stuff with y'all that they're paying to get. So let me show y'all something else. Because somebody's gonna say, well, Darain, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna show you so you can know. Let's go back here. So there's a website, right? It's a government website. Hold on, are you guys seeing my screen yet?
We are.
Yes.
Oh, you are? Okay. So here we go to FTC, Federal Trade Commission,
Okay.
and debt collector. Are you guys seeing it?
Yeah, we're following you so far.
Well, no, I'm saying, can you see what I'm looking at?
Yeah,
Yes.
the band debt collectors.
Okay, good. So as you can see, the website ends in what? .gov. So you know it's a
Yeah.
government website, right? And Holy smokes! Here are a list. It's
Wow.
an
Alliance Law Group.
extensive list.
Oh, and you know, and I've seen holy shit.
Yep, it's an
And
extensive list.
it's fucked up because I can't like my position. I cannot tell.
I know.
So
And you've
wow.
seen them. I know you've seen them.
Yeah. Honestly, if I've been collecting them letters for years. I still got them. I should check it based on here.
Right.
I probably some of the medical ones who I was telling you about who collected my debt. They probably on here.
They're probably on here. But if you
Yeah.
don't know this list exists, it's like it don't exist. And
Right.
these crooked debt collectors, look how long I've been scrolling. The list,
Right, bro.
keeps going.
Yeah.
Like I'm still scrolling.
Right.
Like,
I am still scrolling.
Can you imagine how cool that would feel though? To just like, you know, you get a call for hold on, quick scrolling for a minute. Like Vantage Point Services. Imagine if Vantage Point Services calls you.
Right.
You know, like, can you imagine how good it would feel just feign ignorance? Like, oh no, I owe this much. That's crazy. Nigga, ain't you banned? Get the fuck. Like, you know. Like,
Yeah.
Like this is the stuff. Like I wish everybody could know this stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wish people was actively searching for this stuff.
Right.
And that's why I got to shout out guys like you that do what you do. So people can get this information, but some people reject knowledge.
Yeah.
And when they reject knowledge, they become a victim because what does Hosea 4:6 say? My people are destroyed because of a lack of information,
Right.
lack of knowledge. And my people reject knowledge. So if that is true, if my people are educated, wouldn't my people not be taken advantage of?
Yeah.
So education is the first step.
Exactly.
People rather be a slave. People rather be controlled by the system. They don't want to wake up from the matrix.
Right.
And you know, as you explained earlier, that hamster wheel. And you know, you're right. Cause I told you on the phone, like me personally, when it's time to talk about money, you know, debt, assets, all that shit. Yeah, it's like armpit starts sweating. I'm starting to hyperventilate. Like, yeah, it's hard to take that red pill, but but as you said, it's, you know, truth is hard to look at.
It
And
is.
yeah, like, I remember my grandmother, she pulled up, you know, my credit thing. I'm like, oh, I was like, holy shit, I owe that much? God damn. Like, you know.
It's
So
ugly until you face the music.
But like as painful as it was to see, like, I mean, I'm glad I saw it because now I know. I'm like, okay, I need to calm the fuck down. And,
Yeah.
you know, me and Wendy's gonna have to take a break. You know what I'm saying? Me and Mission Network, you know, we gonna have to, you know, ease up a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I read more now. Thank you, Mr. Delevante, for just.
Right.
And I know this was just the tip of the iceberg.
This is not even, bro. I teach classes for 8 hours straight.
Right.
Like I do not run out of game, bro. And it goes back to your question earlier. How do you know a coach is great for you? If the person runs out of information in 10 minutes, that is not your person.
Right.
It's facts. Think about it. What great expert runs out of content in 10 minutes? None. Especially if they're a master at their craft. You will talk about it until somebody tells you to shut up. Because you are so interested in what you're doing, you are consumed by it.
Yeah.
So now you know when they come in, if you can help, you know exactly where to send them. It's a free resource. They're not paying anything. Send them over to you. No, send them to YouTube. Just go to YouTube. I'm not selling you nothing. I can't give you legal advice, but I can say go check this channel out. Go ahead. Go to Darain Delevante. And I'm telling you, The next time I see you, you will have a different perspective on things.
Right.
Sometimes people got to wake up. They have to wake up. And if they're not woken, then they will forever be a sheep plugged into the system that keeps you on a hamster wheel for 40 years, telling you that at 65, 70, you should retire. What are you going to do at 70 years? Tell me, what are you going to do at 70 years old, retired? Tell me how much life you're going to enjoy at 70.
Exactly.
And then they keep pushing the age of Social Security back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You ain't finna get it. They're gonna send it to Ukraine. It's gonna go to wherever they're gonna send it. You will not live to see it.
Right.
You're not.
Yeah. Well, we have hit the 9 o'clock mark. Actually, I think we went a little bit over, but I didn't really care because our friend was going off here. Thank you so much, Mr. Darain. It was definitely come back. And and if you guys have any questions, or if I got any questions, definitely, hit up Mr. Darain Delevante, hit up his YouTube, hit up his IG, hit him up personally. Mr. Darain, do you got anything to shout out?
Yeah. So I have the Credit Summit here in Atlanta, Georgia. So this episode, I hope we get to put this episode out soon. If we can do it in 24 hours, that would be dope, so more people can see it.
And definitely, shout it out on your end
too.
So
it's going up. Yeah, so when I get my copy of this episode too, I'll put it on my channel to make sure that people can go and follow and subscribe to you guys. It's going down October 11, 12, and 13, Atlanta, Georgia, Marriott Buckhead. That's where it's going to be, Marriott Buckhead, October 11th, 12, and 13. We're in the year 2024. So for those of you that's going to see this video next year, because this is going to live forever on YouTube, we're talking about the year 2024, all right? So there will be another Credit Summit in 2025, so you'll be all right. So you can go to Darain Delevante, DARAINE, DELEVANTE.com, and you can see everything there. For those of you that want to make that step, but you're not ready to put a large investment down, you want to hear about me first, you can join my community for only $67. That's it. You use $67 to buy Waffle House. So I don't even want to hear your excuse right now. So for $67, you can join. Just comment the word community. So if you comment the word community, if you're on my YouTube channel, but if you're on the SOS Podcast YouTube channel, you got to text me. So text the word community to 917-993-5238. So that's 917-993-5238. Text the word community, and I can get you in the program. It will also be in the description below.
Yeah.
My website, DarainDelevante.com. My YouTube channel, DarainDelevante.com. YouTube. And if you go to Instagram, it's Darain Delevante. So all my platforms, it's my name, my namesake. You can find me. I'm not hard to find. If you DM me, you will get a response. You are your greatest investment. And a person unwilling to invest in themselves is unwilling to help themselves. God help those that help themselves. Faith without works is dead. Enough of you, y'all have dead faith. Y'all want things to happen, but you're not doing anything for it to happen. The first step is you recognizing there's a problem, address that problem, and you seek a mentor or a coach that can turn your life around. If you could have done it, you would have done it already. The fact is you're stuck, and you need to admit where you are, know your limitations, and know that to get to the next level, it requires more than what you currently know. You can find me anywhere online. Like I said, Darain Delevante. You can join my community by texting the word community. It's not hard to remember. Text the word community to 917-993-5238. The link will also be in the description. This has been an amazing episode. I hope you learned a lot. You are more powerful than you believe.
Thank you so much, Brother Darain. And also to anybody in Darain's orbit, feel free to check us out. We don't we don't always do the credit stuff. but we like to get serious every once in a while, but we stay with the jokes and we stay keeping it lighthearted and fun.
Hey, compared to our political episodes, this was definitely lighthearted.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we had a we had a heavy one last week about the death penalty and stuff. But no, yeah, we usually talk about hip hop, all that type of stuff. We talk with rappers and everything. But yeah, no, like we like to keep this type of stuff, to keep this type of information out in the community too, because it's definitely just as important. And but yeah, thank you so much, Brother Darain. Thank you everybody in his orbit. Thank you everybody for checking out the episodes. We do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Thank you all so much. You can catch the episode on YouTube. You can catch it on IG. No, just YouTube, I believe. Yeah, I feel like this episode will be on our YouTube. Definitely follow our IG. That's our main hub. You know what it is. Follow over there. Follow all the individual pages. You got me, most dope. We got Tenzin over here. We got the rain on the bottom, and our brother Los couldn't be here today, but definitely check him out too. If y'all want to tap in with another show, we got our brothers Big John and Slick 600 going up with the What They Want podcast right now. Actually, I think they're up right now. So head over to them on IG and watch that. Thank y'all so much, y'all. Peace.
Let's go.
Y'all. Thank you, Mr. Darain.
You're very welcome. Thank you guys for having me.